Hi, I'm JR. Let's have a look at some of the general improvement we did to Producer 21. There's a lot of them. Let's have a look. One of my favorite is the real-time update of the statuses and the assignees. For example, here notice how I'm logged in as JR. And in the right browser, I'm logged in as admin. Now for scene 2, it's currently in progress. It's in progress everywhere. Now, if JR right here decides that he puts it to validate, and then he assigns it to, I don't know, Karina Allen, and then when I have a look here, notice how the to validate has been updated already, and there you go. Karina Allen, the assignee, has updated as well. So this is done in real time. No one needs to refresh the browser. It's just updated. Another improvement that we've done is how the take and retake are controlled. It used to be a little tricky to control when the take would increment or when a retake would apply, because let's say you don't want the retake called by a supervisor to be taken into account, but you want the retake of the director to be counted. Let's see how this is easy to do now. To control the take retake, I will go to the settings in the workflow editor. For example, for the layout approval, I can see the triggers and create a brand new one that says when a task status is changed to retake, then do the following action, increment, take, retake. And then I can choose which process I'm going to increment. I'm going to increment the layout, and I'm also, by clicking on the plus, going to control the retake for the layout approval. This means that the take will be increment for the layout, and it will also be incremented for the layout approval. Let's see how this plays out. So I'm going to, for example, set this layout check to retake. Now, because I didn't set a trigger, this one does not increment the retake, and the revise here, when I set it to validate, does not increment the take. I approve this one. Now, the director right here, he asks for a retake. This increments the retake number and also will increment the take number of the layout. This is exactly what I wanted, and that was easy to set up. For example, now I can put it again to validate. I approve it right here. And if I set it to retake once more, this retake increments and the take goes up. I've got perfect control over the take and retake thanks to this new trigger. Another feature is the ability to filter the statuses based on the date. We used to be able to, if I open the filter right here, to say, for example, show me everything that is, I don't know, approved or and complete, let's say. But this would give me all 23 items that has been approved, like since the beginning of time. Whereas now I can just click on start date and say, show me everything that was approved today and apply the search. There you go. Only 4 items are returned. This gives you much more control over what you want to see, and I love it. Now about the notes. Those tricky notes, keep them organized, know what you're looking for. Well, we've improved them in such a way, by clicking on the filter, you can now group them by author and date, or no grouping, which is basically what we had before. You see they're all laid out in chronological order. But my favorite is this one, the group tag. So, for example, everything here that is retake 1 is together. Everything that has no tag is together. So it makes it much easier to see everything that was asked by this author on this date and everything that was asked later on for retake 2, for example. Another new feature is the priority editing inline. What does that mean? It means this, that we used to have to go in the details to edit the priorities. Now, no longer. If I just ask for the priorities to be displayed here, I can simply click on them and just drag and drop and edit this priority. Not only that, but I can select all of my scenes and edit the priorities for all of them at once, for example, like this. Now, everything is very important. That's it. I'm just saving tons of time by not having to edit them one by one. Producer 21 also brings a big improvement to the Asset Manage page. We used to have to use the filter to focus on a particular environment or particular job, whereas now we have a drop-down right at the top to select the environment and the job so that we can focus on the assets that we're looking for. Let me show you. Right up here at the top, I can select and choose a particular environment and then choose a particular job, and then that's it. Automatically, all my assets have been filtered and I can see everything that I'm looking for specifically. Another of my favorite improvement with regards to assets is that you can create multiple assets at once. When I click on Create Asset, there's quite a few panels that I can modify, a few options. For example, I can select a workflow, I can select the assembly, which is with which environment and which job I want to associate this asset. And I wouldn't want to have to do this for every time I'm creating a new asset. Whereas now I can simply, for example, add a car, hit enter, and then add a lamp, enter, and I can add a sofa, and that's it. All of these assets will be created with the same settings, and I'll be able to modify them afterwards if there are some particular details for one or the other. But just the fact that I can do all of these assets in one go saves me tons of time. I've got one last one for you with the reports. The reports are great, but one of the requests that we had was the ability to share it among many people. We've added just that. So, clicking on reports, I'm going to select what kind of reports I want to do. So, for example, a productivity report for scene task. I can select some scene or some assignee. Let's select some assignee. So I'm going to make a report, see how that JR guy is doing, and let's compare with Charlie and Frank, for example. So I'm generating that report, easy, and I've got a nice graph that shows how everyone is doing. And I can either share this with everyone or share it with some people in particular. So to do this, I'm just going to give a name to that report. This is the productivity for July. And I'm going to decide to share it with everyone or only with Charlie, for example. And that's as simple as that. I click on Save, and now my productivity for July is listed in the list of my reports, but Charlie will see it in the section below, which is shared with me. So this feature is going to come in really handy to share with everyone, with other managers, see how everyone is doing. And that's it. These are the highlights of Producer 21. There are many more new features in there, but these are the ones I was excited about and wanted to share with you. For more information, check us out on toonboom.com.